Mana, how are you doing? Moko mana? Nawe subirenyo wose moko mana? Inmoneko mana? Welcome to another episode of Dishome Kidawida. My name is Masaka Mudawida Tiki. It is always my greatest pleasure and joy to be teaching you this amazing language of mine that we call Kidawida. This is the language that gives me my pride, and this is the language that gives me my identity. I love to teach you Kidawida, and thank you for supporting and embracing Kidawida. If it is your first time here, karibu sana, feel at home. This is where we explore, learn, and speak Kidawida. If you're returning to this platform, thank you so much. Ciao Chanandigi. Thank you for embracing Kidawida, and thank you for supporting Dishome Kidawida. As you can see from the title of this video, on today's episode, we are going to learn about the classroom vocabulary. I believe that your notebooks and pens are ready because I am very ready to share some knowledge with you today. Before I get started, I would like to mention that today's episode is full of loan words. Loan words are also known as borrowed words. Why do I say that today's episode is full of borrowed words? I say so because we are talking about classroom vocabulary. And initially, during the ancient Taita days, the formal education system did not exist. Therefore, most of the vocabulary that we are learning today are words that came to existence after the formal education system was introduced. And therefore, that is the reason as to why I'm saying that today's episode is full of borrowed words. So without much ado, let's get into our lesson of the day. We are going to start our lesson by learning the word chuo. I have definitely talked about this word before. Chuo refers to a book, and that is in singular. In plural, we call them vuo. So chuo in singular and vuo in plural. That refers to a book in singular and books in plural. We have the word kalamu. Kalamu can be categorized into two in Kidawida. We have kalamu ya wino, which is this one here. This refers to a pen that uses ink. Wino is ink. And then we have kalamu ya mada. Kalamu ya mada refers to a pencil. And if you translate the word given for a pencil in Kidawida to Kiswahili, that will be kalamu ya mate. So this is kalamu ya mada, kalamu ya mate in quotes, that is in Kiswahili. Maybe the Taita speakers in the building can give us the reason as to why this is called kalamu ya mada down on the comment section below, right? For us, the reason as to why you think this is called kalamu ya mada. The next thing is karatasi. Karatasi is both singular and plural for paper. So karatasi is either a paper or papers. And then we have raba. Raba refers to an eraser. In Kiswahili, we call it kifutio. We have this object here. This is called ruler. Ruler refers to ruler in English. So ruler in Kidawida and ruler in English. Definitely a borrowed word. We have deski. Deski, where children sit as they are learning in a classroom. Deski is a desk. We have meza. Meza refers to a table. I have also mentioned this in some other episodes before. Meza refers to a table. Then we have kifumbi. Kifumbi refers to a chair, and that is for singular. In plural, we call them vifumbi. So we have kifumbi in singular and vifumbi in plural. We have mbao, and some of us say mbao. That refers to a blackboard. That is where a teacher writes when they are teaching in a classroom, mbao or mbao. And when the teacher is teaching, and they're writing on a blackboard, they use what we call choku. Choku refers to a chalk. The person teaching in a class is called mfunda. Mfunda therefore refers to a teacher in Kidawida. And when they are many, we call them vafunda, that is teachers. So we have mfunda in singular and vafunda in plural. We have mwana wa skulu or mwana wa skuli. That refers to a learner or a pupil. In plural, we call them vana va skulu or vana va skuli. So what is this skuli or skulu? Skuli or skulu refers to a school. Some of our regions go by the name skuli and some of our regions in Taita go by the name skulu. So either of the words are used to mean a school. We have the verb kufunda. Kufunda means to teach. In Kiswahili, kufundisha. And then we have kushoma. Kushoma refers to learn or to study. That is the meaning of kushoma. And that is actually the origin of our name, Dishome. Dishome means let's learn, from the word shoma, which in the infinitive form is kushoma, which means to study or to learn. Ishomo. Ishomo refers to a lesson. For example, ishomo jeduja linu. That means somo letu la leo, our lesson of the day in English. Then we have the verb kuandika. Kuandika is the same in Kiswahili, kuandika, and in English that means to write. Kuandika means to write. We have another verb which is kusongua. Kusongua means to sharpen. And when we are referring to the word kusongua, we usually relate it to a pencil. So we say, navesongua kalamu ya mada. Kalamu ya mada is a pencil. Kusongua means to sharpen. So the sentence, navesongua kalamu ya mada, means I am sharpening a pencil. We have the next word, which is ikoto, and others say ikotio. So ikoto or ikotio refers to a question, and that takes us to the next verb, which is kukotia. Kukotia means to ask. So to ask a question would be kukotia ikoto. Kukotia ikoto. That means to ask a question in Kidawida. We have another word which is kutumbulia. Kutumbulia means to respond. Let's take an instance during a class, during a lesson, when a teacher is teaching and they want to ask students a question. When the students respond, we call that kutumbulia. Kutumbulia. And this can be vice versa as well. A student can ask the teacher a question and then the teacher will respond. The act of responding is what we are calling kutumbulia. So kutumbulia means to respond. And then we have mtihani. Mtihani refers to an exam. I have another object here, which is not necessarily a classroom object, but it can be used in a classroom, either to cut papers or to slice anything in a class. This one here. We call this ikasi. Ikasi refers to a pair of scissors, and when there are many, we call them makasi. Ikasi in singular and makasi in plural. I have prepared 5 sentences using some of the vocabulary that we have learned today, and these are the sentences that I have prepared. The first sentence is mfunda wabefunda Kidawida. Mfunda wabefunda Kidawida. That means a teacher is teaching Kidawida. We can use myself as an example. Inimoni nabefunda Kidawida. That means I am teaching Kidawida. So what do you call me therefore? You call me mfunda, which means a teacher of Kidawida. So mfunda wabefunda Kidawida. That means a teacher is teaching Kidawida. Let's go to the second sentence, and the second sentence is actually a question. So this is the question. Skulu yenyu yeko hao? Skulu yenyu yeko hao? And that question means, where is your school located? In Kiswahili, shule yenu iko wapi? That is the meaning of that phrase. Skulu yenyu yeko hao? The third sentence for our episode today is vuo vedu veka mezenyi. Vuo vedu veka mezenyi. That means our books are on the table. In Kiswahili, vitabu vyetu viko mezani. Our second last sentence is nabeshoma lugano lwa Kidawida. Nabeshoma lugano lwa Kidawida. That means I am reading a Dawida story. I have also talked about lugano before. Lugano refers to a story, and when there are many, we call them chugano. So a story is lugano. Stories are chugano. A sentence, chugano redura Kidawida. That means our Taita stories. Our last phrase is also a question, and this is the question. Ni ani uko na ikoto? Ni ani uko na ikoto? That question means who has a question? Ni nani yuko na swali? And some of our regions use ani, and some of our regions use nani. So you can say ni ani uko na ikoto. You can also say ni nani uko na ikoto. Both of them are correct. So that is what I had prepared for today's lesson. I believe that you have been able to learn something in Kidawida today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for the feedback that you're giving. Thank you for the support. In case you have any question or any input to give, feel free to reach out to me using the social media platforms that we are found. We are on X, we are on TikTok, and we are on YouTube. And we also have our personal number whereby you can reach us with. So you can either text me on WhatsApp or via text. And the number has been given on the screen. Chap Shayinandigi, thank you so much for embracing Kidawida. Let's continue to explore, let's continue to learn, and let's continue to speak this amazing language that we call Kidawida. See you in my next episode. Bye!